Welcome back to the LEC Vitality turning around on the third day of our Super Week. And with that victory, they grabbed the last and final spot in the Spring playoffs. Perkz, thank you so much for joining me. Congrats on making playoffs in the LEC. You got us worried, I have to say. How did you address the first two games you had?
I mean, honestly, it was a bit stressful losing the first one because it was something we were comfortable playing. And I think with that comp, we have to have a lot of discipline and play well to win the game. Unfortunately, when we make mistakes, it's gonna be really hard to come back. And I think the yesterday draft against G2 was just literally unwinnable.
Okay.
Like we all went really up in CS on lane, but we had to make like better team plays in order to snowball that game. And like yesterday, once we fell behind, there was nothing we can do against their comp, like Ezreal, Karma, Corki against Hecarim and Tamkench. Like we have just no engage. Maybe if we had like Yumi or Rakan or something that can go in, right, we would have a bit better chance of winning. But yeah, that felt kind of bad though, because it put more stress on playoffs and also removed our chances of top 4. But then we just kind of like reset, and did some nice coping. We just lose because of draft. So just have a better draft today and we will win. And yeah, that was kind of it.
Well, seem to have the answers and leads on how to improve that on maybe for summer. But there's also something between Vitality and Super Weeks that we'll have to follow up on in summer, maybe. You were talking about the fact that on the first day, it didn't go as expected. And I want to follow up on an interview that your coach, Mephisto, had with L'Equipe recently, where he said that even though Vitality has a lot of strength coming from each side of the map, you're still looking for an identity. Could you elaborate on that maybe and the difficulties you had into finding your way with this team?
I mean, I think that is somewhat true. I feel like we've been trying out so many different comps and trying to play kind of away from the meta, then a little bit meta, and then once we got some wins with meta, we tried to play again a little bit away from the meta, and we just had to come to the realization that we are not nearly as good of a team right now. So to be able to pull everything off, and yeah, most of our wins are all of our wins are basically with stuff that's being played everywhere else in the world as well. So just like not overthinking stuff.
All right.
And drafting simpler is something that maybe we should like work on more, right? Which is also like, yeah, a bit of my problem as well. I like to spice up things sometimes, and yeah,
Well, this is also what can make you the clutch player we know you can be, Perkz. Focusing on playoffs a bit more, you have 3 weeks to get everything sorted for Vitality. Your first opponent will be Excel. Maybe one of the most improved team, I want to say, given the expectations that they had at the beginning of the season. Any words on these opponents and how you think they will do in best of 5?
I'm really looking forward to playoffs because I've never been in the lower bracket from the beginning, basically. So there is always like I'm kind of, I guess, I like to like beat the odds, break the records. So maybe this is like all part of a plan to put us in the lower bracket and try to climb up from there. It's also kind of like the ex-G2 gauntlet, where like I'm probably gonna be facing one of my ex-teammates in each of the rounds, starting off with Mickey. He got me good in the last best of 1 we played, but I'm kind of known to get a playoffs buff, right? So I'm really looking forward to playoffs. It's gonna be very fun, and I think Excel is not like a weak opponent. I don't think any team is actually a weak opponent. But yeah, we're definitely looking forward to the break, the 1 week break, reset, and then have 2 more weeks for preparing for playoffs. Is going to be very exciting.
Perfect. Everything to get you guys back on tracks. And I really like the fact that we have the all 2019 G2 squad in playoffs this time around. Last question for you, Perkz. You got the Kia player of the game here. And I know that you had a challenge and things to prove, maybe, coming back from Cloud9 and staying in an A for a year. How far are you to getting back at your top form, do you think, after this split?
It's funny. I'm just trying to like figure out as well what I need to play for my team to do the best, right? I think once I get it down, it's gonna be really, really smooth sailing. As of right now, I actually do feel like I am usually playing pretty good, at least like the first 15 minutes of the game usually. And then if something goes wrong with us, then maybe I collapse a bit as well. So also learning how to be able to, I guess, not make those mistakes where we fall behind will also basically affect my understanding of the game and how to make better decisions, which is kind of something that we as a unit struggle with, and then I also struggle with it, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll be looking forward to the Perkz playoff buff. We know that it's usually coming. And well, Perkz, thank you so much for the interview. Congrats on making playoffs once again. Enjoy the break also, and we'll see you in 3 weeks for playoffs.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're very welcome. And Sjokz, back to you for postgame.
Thank you very much, Laure. Awesome to hear from Perkz, and he also really put the team on his back in this one. Let's take a look at the standings then, because we now have Vitality locked into the playoffs in 6th place. They will face XL in the first round of the playoffs, who are locked in 5th. And at the top, there's still a couple of things left to be decided. Nisqy, they finally did it. Vitality. What is it about what they've shown in this game that is kind of what they should have done from the start?
I mean, I feel like they actually played pretty standard, like Perkz and like a roaming mid on Ryze. I really like it. I think when you have a jungler like Selfmade and a top laner like Alphari, I think you should be having the pushing mid. So yeah, they did pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean, it was completely what Nisqy wanted from them when we had that Analyst desk segment as well, and Perkz said it a little bit in the interview as well. You know, when we're just playing meta, it's actually going pretty well for us, and for the longest time, I think Analysts and fans alike has been just wondering, why do you keep trying to make it difficult for you? We know that you have good mechanically gifted players, but it's not only just about 5 players individually showing up, it's about showing up as a team, and if you can't do that, well, you gotta default to the easy to execute, and that works for them.
Yes, and they absolutely showed up as a team. Let's take a look at a couple of team fights where Perkz also really refused to lose. He was so instrumental in this game. I mean, the clutch factor coming up once again. Alphari also having a huge game, and yeah, Jinx, of course, was also a thing.
Yeah, but I just feel like this is a composition was way better designed picks for team compositions like this, right? You got the Jinx, you got the Ryze to enable the early game, you got Xin Zhao, you got Mechanaut. Like, there's so many tools in this composition to make everything work. Even if you do get engaged on the backline by the Vex, by the Jarvan, what's that? Tahm Kench on the Jinx, great. 600 HP shield when she finally comes out, and then you have the rest of the damage dealers just taking care of the backline. I just felt like this time around for Vitality, continue with this. When you move into players, continue with making it easy for yourself. There's no need to make it more difficult.
As we take a look at this second team fight as well, Nisqy, yeah, the big question now is, for Vitality, what are they going to be able to do in the best of 5s? After this game or after this weekend, where do you land on their chances?
I think if they actually play standard like they did this game, I actually think they will beat XL pretty easily, in my opinion. I think the experience gap will be too big, especially having Perkz on your team, I think is a big plus. And yeah, we'll see how they adapt in the next coming weeks. Also, there's gonna be a new patch as well, so let's see how they adapt to that. 3
weeks for every team, but I think especially for Vitality, that is going to come in so handy. There he is, Perkz, the Kia player of the game, and the guy who it's really all about, usually when he's on a team. And even flanked by all the superstars, he was the one that needed to step up today once again.
Yeah, but I even felt like yesterday he stepped up as well. His Syndra performance definitely was not the reason that team was lost, even in the late game of the game where the composition shouldn't really work. He still found good scatters where it was kind of the rest of the team of Vitality being a little bit hesitant. So I still feel like Perkz, when he's on the champions you mentioned, right? The AP champions roaming, when he's not trying to be fancy, it's working well.
Working very well, and I think maybe you'll need to adjust your ranking if we see the playoffs with Caps and Perkz ramping up a fair bit. Fortunately, the Mad Lions did not make it to the playoffs, and next up they do have another game to redeem themselves, at least for the fans. They are up versus BDS in the next game. Oops. Was I supposed to say something else?
I don't know. That's a great question. I think we're going to talk now. You can see an emotional huddle here on the stage, a final game on stage. I'm Drakos. This is Caedrel. And as always, I feel like I say this every week 8, when a game doesn't mean anything for the standings, we here at the caster desk will match the tone of whatever's happening in the game. If these guys want to sweat for it, if they want to play a true stage game and try hard for their lives, we will treat it with that level of respect. And if they want to pick like Shaco and, Troll.
10-man mid.
10-man mid.
Level
1. And, duke it out West Side Story style. Well, have some fun with that. Let's get into pick ban and see what's going to be happening. And of course, the music does not quite match the mood of this final game for both these teams. Definitely hoping for more. We wanted to find out this season if Mad Lions were lords or simply lowly tarnished playing as lords. So far, it has been a lowly tarnished split, but a bit of redemption here never hurts.
Time to touch Grace.
Yes.
We'll see if they do so, because the bans tell me that this is kind of maybe be a serious game. Zeri, Gwen, Hecarim. Normally, when it's like a troll game, you want to spell something with 3 or 5 characters in your bands, you know, like TSM or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of great 3-letter words.
But it doesn't look like they're doing it, so serious bans. I think the picks will tell us for sure. But we'll wait and see.
So
right now,
let's assume it's serious at this point until we get something else. So what are we looking at for first picks here? I know obviously Hecarim Rising Priority makes sense to see it taken away. Gwen just generally feels like a super powerful blind play. Of course, Nerf's next patch in a lot of ways, both for jungle and laning, but currently still very strong.
Tends to kind of depend on your team really and what your style is or what your priority picks are, because a lot of teams have different value on certain picks. There's mutual value on things like Zeri, for example. Orianna ban tells me maybe there's a TF first pick coming in here for Reeker. He's played it a lot. Ryze is already down. That would be a TF ban on red side. And then maybe Mad Lions want to look to first pick something like Sinzao, a jungler, trade Aphelios and Jinx, maybe first pick Thresh. We'll see what they opt into, but I would be surprised here if BDS... Oh, they don't ban the TF, so I'm guessing that's what Mad Lions want.
Could set Reeker up for success. We obviously saw a pretty solid Mad Lions game with Reeker on that Twisted Fate Unforgiven, of course, on the traditional hyper carry. Worked out very well alongside Elyoya on the Poppy. It was an interesting game to watch, and now they're set up to repeat that. Question for me is, BDS, what are they going to get in this trade? Presumably Jinx is one of those 2 champions, but what will be the other one?
Could go for support, could go for a Lee Sin early rotation as well. That's very common in the, of course, eastern regions. Jungle early rotation with AD is always safest because you can counter-pick support on 3, drop mid till 4, and counter-pick top on 5. That's a very standard red side draft unless you're feeling fancy and you want to go maybe Lee Sin LeBlanc early. Maybe we'll get Diana here for Cinkrof. There's jungle. Now again, of course, they can counter-pick support or they can pick their mid laner on 3, some kind of AD mid into a TF, maybe an Irelia if NUCLEARINT's feeling it.
Is this a situation where you could pick Yasuo mid? Do you need the Renekton top side as well? Or is it just, you can go bam, Yasuo in this situation?
Bam, confidence, lock in.
Wind wall, your gold card, outplayed.
Simple does it, dash through all the creeps. Well, the good news is, when you pick AP jungle early, picking mid AD early is very important because there's only a couple. Yone, Yasuo, Irelia, the first ones to come to mind unless you want to dig deep into like the Tristana realm and the Zed realm. But top lane has basically infinite AD top, so you'll probably find something no matter what, especially with no early J spans. So I'm expecting mid on 3 or support, but it looks like both teams are here to win, finish the split on the high, and then go into summer rolling off some kind of momentum.
Yeah, that's a blind pick, Aatrox. That's not a fun champion. That's a meta pick. All right, we're taking it serious.
Pick Darius. Give me some Darius. Give me some Olaf.
Give me some spice in the final game.
Where's
boys?
the Kled? Give me the Kled.
Spice.
Oh no, it's just gonna be Yasuo on 3. Well, it's still fun to watch.
Spicy enough.
Diana Yasuo, always a cool combo. I mean, the Aatrox blind pick won't really get covered here on the 4-5 bans because there's a lot of good champions into Aatrox. I mean, Camille, Jace, Kled, these are the kind of champions that you're looking towards. Unless Adam wants to be a bit crazy and go for his Darius Olaf, which it would be nice to see him end the split on such a psychotic champion, I'll say, because, I mean, the second it's locked in, it's like, guys, top lane, okay? There's no other roles in the game right now.
Yeah.
I'm playing Olaf into Aatrox. You're ganking my lane.
Ooh. And I like the Poppy ban here, but I like that you didn't call it like a comfort pick or a unique pocket pick. I like you call it a psychotic. I like that. I like that you're calling it as you see it. Yeah.
That's the adjective that describes it, isn't it? When, especially in solo queue, when you see a Darius top with Ghost, you know top's over in the first 2 minutes of the game. Either physically, with him dying, or mentally, with him dying and just running it. So, you know, every single time those champions are locked in, it's always hit or miss.
But it seems like Mad Lions are ready for those potential wild picks.
Psychotic top matchup.
They don't want it. They don't want to deal with it. Olaf going to be banned away. Alistair Poppy going to follow. So clearly, Team BDS taking some notes from Mad Lions' earlier wins, not wanting to give them those big setup champions. And it makes sense. I think a lot of the reason Mad Lions were so successful is that the 3 previous players on their team, Elyoya, Armut, and Kaiser, all had so many tools to kick off fights on their terms. Thresh now banned away as well, just to make sure that xMatty can't play safe with this very aggressive champions.
You could pick top here, but I also think Nautilus on 4 is not bad with Thresh and Analyst already banned away. Just kind of deny it from them. Of course, the Poppy ban covers the Yasuo Diana in case they want to play Poppy jungle, which Elyoya already played against Vitality in a similar composition. Renekton's always a safe fallback for Diana, but I don't want to see Renekton this game, honestly. I think there's just better AD top choices with this Aatrox blind pick, but top would make the most sense. Are we going to get Darius? Go on, give it to me. Oh, yes, baby. Psychotic top lane injected in my veins.
Yes. What do you say? Over at 2 minutes. We'll see if that is going to be the case here. Darius, of course, was exclusively an Adam thing for a long time. Don't forget, before he even joined the league in spring, Broken Blade and a lot of other players were following his lead and bringing it out in the LEC playoffs. But now we'll get to see if he can have an impressive performance on one of his signature picks. That said, it does leave the Nautilus open for the side of MAD Lions, giving them the luxury of what feels like the most powerful support remaining in draft.
Yeah, I think for jungle here, best picks probably Lee Sin. TF Lee Sin already good setup. They have a couple melee champions, get some damage done there. Happy days. I mean, it's probably the strongest jungler up unless he wants to play Viego, which is a bit sketchy into things like Diana Yasuo. Yes, if you get one reset, it's good, but the Lee Sin can always peel with Kick. Conqueror, Gore Drinker, you can always turn a fight as well. So that would make sense unless he's feeling something different.
A little spice. Okay. Give me a little spice.
Echo is always hovered by T1 because Carrier loves Echo support, and Sylas too. But he's going to go for Viego, and now it's just up to BDS for last pick. Something like Nautilus could work. Nautilus Braum was the first one coming to mind, or Tam Kenchia, of course, two good champions into Aftershock engage supports.
There's a lot of melee champions.
As much as Braum is, Braum is normally good into things like Nautilus and Leona, but I mean, in their comp it doesn't fit. Rakan would just make more sense because you're playing Yasuo Diana. Rakan just fits it better. Braum is, yes, he's good in 2v2s and 3v3s, but yeah, I think with all your champs going in, that would suit better, but of course it's a weaker lane, and they're just going to go for the Braum.
And the thing I do like about this is that when the Diana Yasuo get a combo, it makes the follow-up really easy. If Braum can, stand aside, jump into the middle of the fight, get those concussive blow stacks going. Downside is with the Viego on the opposite side, if you make a mistake, if you fumble your initial combo, if someone gets picked off, very easy to find those resets. We watched a lot of Viego earlier today in the LCK and LPL. Pretty underwhelming.
Viego top. That's gonna stop.
No.
Viego top.
More.
Ale.
Put it away.
And then Tian. When you get your Viego, why are we building Deadman second on Viego?
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to see any of that.
But here in the LEC, all I will say is you find the resets, this champion, ludicrously powerful. We heard it from Razork. It's pretty feast or famine. You're 0-3 or you're 3-0 and you're taking over the game. We'll find out what MAD Lions can do with it, if they can have a similar early game they did against the last Diana Yasuo comp. No Poppy this time. A little bit more pressure to find that execution.
Yeah, it'll all be topside. It'll all be topside for BDS. Braum, see if he can move around. Lane can be good for them. But that's where they're going to focus. We'll see if MAD Lions can weather that storm or match it themselves.
Yeah. One final game for both these teams as we get ready. MAD Lions versus Team BDS.
So Drakos, let me break down this top matchup for you.
Okay, got it.
So Adam on Darius right now. He's a level 1 wretch.
Okay.
But instead of having a club, he has an axe.
That's good. That's a good start.
If he can collect enough souls
and
put all his points in strength, then he might pop off with some R1, R2s.
That's cool. They're called runes in the game you're abstractly mentioning right now, but I respect it nonetheless. All right, we'll see. It's a battle, really. We all know it. There's no fancy spell users in this game. It's all about the big two-handers.
Yep.
Just one and done on those big
hits.
hits.
Go for the big hits, not the R1 spams,
the big hits,
the R2s.
You're pushing R2 in this game.
He's got to hold it, get full combo off, execute, and then he gets his R2 back up and he gets a reset.
Yeah. All right. Time to see. They can make it work. Are they going to fumble their build? They're going to split their points and go something like Dead Man's Blade, or are they going to go all in on something and get that Blade of the Rune King?
Oh, almost an early ward. Would be nice. Get level 2 in mid on the first wave. Spellbook TF. Ignite Yasuo, Ghost Darius. You know that top side is fighting you early.
This is literally, you said this is the solo queue matchup that is nightmares are made of. I love Braum early leash. It's gonna make that clear super fast, super easy. Reeker gonna try to take control level 1.
What I see Darius do often level 1 with Ghost is they just all in. But luckily Armut warded the bush that Adam wanted to all in from. Because if Armut walked up to the wave there and it wasn't warded, Adam's coming from behind with a Ghost. So he's gonna chase you down with his passive stack. That's all Armut has to be scared of right now.
Yeah. Obviously, now that the Q1 is gone, he's not going to be able to grab the next couple of creeps unless they step forward, but can just wait. Knows to respect that, and can just take a back seat in this early laning phase, and I think that's going to be okay.
You'd reckon with the size of Armut's sword, he could go for some kind of parry tech.
You would reckon that. You would think.
No shield, but I mean, Braum has a shield, but maybe with the long sword, he can parry the axe and then get some kind of like mega hit.
Some follow-up damage.
Yeah.
Find a punish window. Yeah, turns out you just right-click. Oh, flash forward. Maddie betraying Limit a little bit there. Limit will get hooked, but he is just able to walk away. 2 fast flashes for the bottom lane of BDS is not a good start.
Absolutely respectable. The funny thing there was Matty was being blocked by Limit anyway, so him flashing away didn't change anything. Limit was going to get hit nonetheless unless they both flashed together. Wait, what? Hey!
Oh,
hey.
Kaiser! This man, Lord of the Lollipop, Ender taught us about that one. Basically, skill shots, when they're at their end, they do a little check around them, and if you're in that circle, you get hooked, and it makes those hooks look questionable.
Quick champion check, quick vibe check at the edge of the hook. Hits onto the champion. I mean, Kaiser's probably played this champion so many times that he knows the hitbox tech.
He's done that a few times this season. He is very good on the Nautilus hooks, because I will say, while many people just abuse the fact that the hitbox is so gigantic, he's abusing the exact size of the hitbox to run it around the minions.
He is indeed going to sweep out a ward that BDS are using to cover some kind of dive. Elyoya path down towards the bot side. Cinkrof has full clear towards top. Crab's going to be taken. MAD Lions could stack some kind of wave and look for a dive. Reeker's taking early TP back to lane to make sure he can keep up the push. And of course, both with no flash. They have no heal either, so not a lot of support in the dive. Braum shield is down.
One small thing I really do like is the exhaust on Unforgiven. Certainly feels good. Obviously, not having a cleanser heal could hurt them, but having that exhaust for the Yasuo dive in, or the Diana dive in, or the Darius, or any one of the many people who want to jump onto his face is
the vibe
big.
check didn't work there. The champion check didn't register Limit, hit the creep instead.
No.
A lot of bot pressure here from MAD Lions, but Elyoya is nowhere near. They're just going to fast push this, probably take a base, keep up tempo in lane. Unless they try to hold it, then they might fancy a stay.
You're hovering behind. Not really a lot of camps for Selfmade at this moment. Bot-side camp should be responding shortly.
So top hasn't had that much trading. Both of them have their potions. Both of them are still full HP. I think Armut's just scared to walk up and catch the wave. He's probably farming with Qs. Reeker just warding on the side that Cinkrof started just to check if he's in the bot side river, and he is. So he's going to take away that ward. And nothing will happen just yet. Small early game lead here for MAD Lions, mainly through bot.
All right, Caedrel, I just have to call out. You're usually really, you're on point as an analyst, I can't lie. You're one of the best in the biz, you know, if not the best. But you did tell me that this lane would be over at 2 minutes, and it's currently 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Trust me, the sample size of my solo queue games, this is over at 2 minutes. You know what I do as a jungler? As soon as I see this top matchup, I'm starting on my top side buff and I'm ganking top level 2.
Okay.
And I can tell you mentally it's over, but maybe we get some trading now.
Ooh, I like it. Now Armut walks away. Smart. Obviously, extended trade generally tend to favor Darius if he can fully stack the Noxy and my passive. He gets massive amounts of AP.
Here come the boys. Limit's reading the play, and so is Cinkrof. They're beelining top. Maybe they're thinking that the dive could happen, but the wave just died. So maybe they're thinking, Adam should be fine here. He has no TP, of course. MAD Lions haven't shown. There was no wards earlier on, so it will be Hook. Oh no, Elyoya is giving away.
Flash forward. Hook flashed away from Adam. Keeping him under towers. The wave is starting to come in now, but you have Roams up. They have to fight him quickly. I like the Ghost Tech coming out early. Cinkrof and Limit now on the way. This could be big. They think that they've got the gank onto Adam, but he summoned his friends. They're on the way. Armut's going to go down first. No, the healing coming in. Not quite enough. They want to finish off Adam, but the Darius is so powerful. But that's going to be the reset for Elyoya. It's massive. Instant out comes the Darius Q. That's going to be the heal coming out. He's trying to get the passive down as well. Cinkrof trying to finish the kill. Kaiser running. Reeker on the way in. Gold card goes. NUCLEARINT standing right behind. MAD Lions going to be forced away there. 1-for-1 ultimately.
Oh no.
Oh, NUCLEARINT getting frisky. Windwall comes out. Kaiser going to get taken down. Armut now going in. Reeker coming in as well. Gold card. Absolute brawl on the top side of the map. Limit going down.
It's just going to be a 2-for-2 in the end. Support for support. Top for top. And the kills went over to Cinkrof. And support in top for MAD Lions. So overall, pretty even trade, slightly favoring BDS, and it all kicked off with this early top dive. BDS just running there as quick as possible. Adam flashing the hook earlier, almost fantastic, and then kiting into this bush, which was luckily pink-warded for MAD Lions, so they saw them coming. Even though Armut died, the most important thing here was, if you watch Adam, he's in the channel of his Q right now. If that Q went off and he got the healing, they'd both be dead. But of course, Elyoya gets the reset. He can't come out of the Darius form because he's not level 6, so he's stuck in it. Forced to flash away. Both mid laners, same tempo, both arrive. And of course, Kaiser had no flash, so NUCLEARINT just punishes it as he walks back up.
Turn back here. Good play from NUCLEARINT. Obviously, easy pickup. Getting Diana snowballed early certainly does not hurt either. Checking in on level 6 is NUCLEARINT. Level 6 coming through. Reeker as well. Now NUCLEARINT obviously can look to use that advantage in lane when paired with Cinkrof, who's currently taking the Drake. Reeker going to look to play elsewhere on the map.
Maybe if Adam put a little bit more points in Vigor there.
It's
you
true.
have more health.
Sometimes that's the thing about Darius. I feel like it's all strength all the time, but sometimes you need that extra,
I think he might
extra HP.
Maybe he was out of flasks. I saw one coming up towards the end,
sure.
like I said, for the heal, but didn't get it off.
He didn't even get any flasks. Armut has 2. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, yeah,
That's imbalance.
That's not fair. 2 flasks. Gotta be a no-hit run.
This maidenless gameplay, some would say.
Maidenless
gameplay.
Gotta touch Grace.
There it is.
Well, top lane in a good spot for Armut here, stacking wave into Adam. We'll see if they try to fancy a dive here, because Reeker has ult and ignite. Kaiser's up towards the top side. Herald spawning soon in 30 seconds, so that could blow open the top side of the map for MAD Lions, which is not what BDS wants whatsoever, because their top side is where their early game focus should be. Cinkrof's going to move up. Limit's reading some kind of play, because he doesn't see where Kaiser is just yet, I believe. Yep. And as much as he can hold the wave here, the pings are already coming in. Armut with the stacking wave. Reeker's in position with ult. Has Corrupting Pot to get his mana higher.
Of course, you can ignore the disconnected message. If there were any pause, we'd keep you guys posted about it. But in the meantime, gameplay continues as normal. Big here, though, looks like Adam could just go for Hole Breaker. Pretty massive. Darius doesn't really need... Likes to have a lot of stats, but you know that Armut essentially is going to have to build early ability haste really to be able to trade effectively in lane, whereas Darius would certainly like to have it, would love to have Gore Drinker, Stride Breaker, something like that early on, but can pretty comfortably get Hole Breaker.
Yeah, MAD Lions were thinking about the play, but they didn't have vision on the enemy jungle support, so they could have been sitting in the bush, and that's TF ult wasted. You want to keep the pressure of that ability on BDS, so they're always sweating and always thinking to themselves, where is MAD Lions' openings? That one was very obvious, so they read that one very well, but it's just a 4v4 towards the top side. AD carry is just kind of handshake farming right now.
Unforgiven, good damage being laid down here. Gets that extra auto attack off with 3 Chakram. So xMatty's going to be forced backwards. But mid lane really where we need to keep our eyes on. Jungle and mid, a lot of potential to make some plays across the map. Adam moving down to contest this Scuttle Crab.
Yoink.
Is going to take it away. Doesn't even give it to Cinkrof. Does not need to.
Here comes the Herald Force. This will determine a lot. Does MAD Lions want to contest it? They have a Jinx global ultimate on the side of BDS, which could help executes. We'll probably hit a target if you just fire it in the topside river as the fight kicks off.
If they go in from the same side, it's really easy to clash with the Yasuo.
Oh, we got it!
They're caught in the pit, and there it is!
You take my crab, I take your Herald!
And that's a good deal. Limit now stepping forward. Big stun coming in. They should be able to burst through armor before they get anything done. Elyoya going to hope and pray for a reset, but it's only going to be Braum a viable target. NUCLEARINT now pushes forward. Power of the concussive blow here means that easy follow-up. Unforgiven, the perfect gun to get a fight kicked off. Red gun goes through wind wall. That's going to be big. Now NUCLEARINT getting finished off. Multiple chakrams. It's time for 200 years, baby!
Or is it?
Those chakrams are stacked! Adam's running, and not even the power of Darius can stop red-white Aphelios!
4 members for BDS, 5 for MAD Lions. Unforgiven just drops bot wave, and I think he tanks the rocket as well as he's moving through mid. The fight kicks off with Elyoya stealing away the Herald, and they think, well, we have to turn onto someone. They use a lot of ultimates to try and take down the Aatrox, which is great because now they can start moving forwards. Darius, I do believe, gets a reset. I think that's a spectator bug, but now Unforgiven's here. Maddie's farming towards the bot side. He's going to look for tower plates, so of course it's a numbers disadvantage, and of course red and white gun. Oh no, the Herald disappeared! They forgot to take the buff! They missed the souls, Drakos!
Oh no, dude, and you lose them when you die.
Yeah.
It's Unforgiving. And speaking of that, Unforgiven, yeah, Aphelios needs 1, 2, 3 items to be good, unless of course you let him stack a million chakram, and well, they let him stack a million chakram.
They did indeed, and I think Maddie got 1 bot plate in bot lane for that, so
that's what we call bad deal.
That's a bad deal. He got a bit scammed there.
Yeah.
And MAD Lions definitely ahead now. Of course, gold lead as well. They lost the Drake, and they lost the Herald buff itself, so they can't use that for turret platings early. And now BDS may be thinking, well, top lane seems really hard to play around now. They have TF ult. Supports need to get back into lane. And now it might be a bot side focus for BDS.
Unforgiven, of course, pretty far ahead in the sense that he has the boots too, but has not completed the Gale Force quite yet. So not too scary for xMatty. The playmaking potential goes through the roof when Aphelios can start Gale Forcing forward with the purple gun snare. But we'll see what's to come. Reeker still has the ultimate up and available, which is big. You could look to make a play on the side lane. At this point, I think snowballing the Aphelios even more, getting him out of lane, letting him get around the map and take more tower plates would be excellent, but could also play to cover topside.
Yeah, I think the reason BDS was hovering around bot was because the only option they have right now is bot because of the flash situation. Unforgiven and Kaiser don't have them. BDS have good setup. Maybe that's where they think their opening is, but of course then you're leaving your Darius on some kind of quote-unquote weak side where of course Reeker can ult up at the click of a finger. And both supports hovering around mid once again, trying to get the push.
Back. Kaiser not going to connect on the hook that time. Unforgiven spot on the ward is big, though. They know they cannot afford to take this fight on the side of BDS, so they're backing away. Good combo could change things, but they really need to back up. Combo now coming in. Yasuo can look to get the counterplay. He does have the tornado on multiple members, but it's too little. It's definitely going to be too late. Elyoya debating if he wants to follow up any further. It looks like Mad is happy to take the play.
That should be an easy drag, and the reason all of these players are around mid is to get mid pushing to Drake, get some kind of bot side river control. Mad Lions winning out on that one. Fantastic engage from Kaiser. Hex flash over, hits hook, but he pre-casts the ult to get the double knock-up, and then the stun card comes in. Maddie's going to base and finish his Gale Force. I think Mad Lions can just start up this Drake for free.
Definitely. At this stage of the game, Mad Lions very quickly pulling ahead. 2-0-6 for Elyoya. We talked about it already. Feast or famine is the Viego, and this game certainly feeling like a bit of a feast. Excellent initiation here from Kaiser. Follow-up as well coming in for Unforgiven, and the rest of the team really straightforward. Have a man advantage, have the first CC setup, and while BDS do have the wonderful wombo combo, just not enough when they're this far behind.
Yeah, good rotations from Unforgiven this game. Maddie's been stuck under his tower. It's been a 1v1 for the AD carries, and yes, it's a 4v4 topside, but Unforgiven's always collapsing before the play happens, or just about in time to make sure it's Mad favored. That mid fight, he was there first. Herald fight, he was there first, and although Mad Lions have 8 kills, Unforgiven's part of 6 of them, despite having so many handshakes on bot waves.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a shame, obviously, that this game is not going to impact the standings, that both these teams are unfortunately locked out of playoffs. Or 6 playoffs teams already confirmed. But for Mad and for BDS, we're just looking for positive signs, things to look forward to in summer. Reeker, we were struggling to see which champions were going to work. Well, very clearly at this weekend, the TF has worked out quite well for Mad Lions, potentially something we can see in the splits to come, obviously pending nerfs or buffs. And Unforgiven has also really stepped up, so while it's a bittersweet final week, they have had some solid performances. Gale Force now going in. Adam feels like he has to turn this one, but the exhaust already going down. No health left. It's going to be easy kill pickups. Or is it? Adam, flash out, gold card. No, yeah, that's going to do it.
He can't really move, can he? Stun card, Everfrost, stun card, knock up. So much CC coming out early. Yeah, the Darius can't really get away, of course, running the plate steel caps. Hook into bot. Kaiser was looking for it as the creep died, but it didn't die in time. What can BDS look for on a cross map here? Unforgiven, no flash.
Locked up, looking for multiple things, but of course, Maddie locked up in the meantime. He's Unforgiven. Not going to receive any follow-up damage there. Even the zap going wide. Have to be careful about over-committing. A single hook hits back, and they can look to turn it. Cleanse and flash up from xMatty. Good guns for Unforgiven, but Cinkrof and NUCLEARINT now on the way. The heal coming in is big from the Sever multi.
Maddie was looking for the execute with the ultimate, I think, but of course the healing could be enough. Kaiser
goes in. Input buffer on the hook will not stop the Yasuo knock-up extension from coming through, and the rocket wouldn't have killed him, but it would have tickled.
So there's the cross map. Armut's base. He didn't look for any plates top or for the full tower. They've fallen off. BDS might get the first tower of the game on this bot tier 1. Reeker's pushing in mid, and that'll be that kill for kill trade, but of course it's going to be a tower over to BDS.
Now we take a look at the gold. Still a pretty sizable lead for Mad, but obviously a very positive play for BDS on the back of a pretty good trade, turning that into a bit more. And Jinx, sadly not going to get more plates in the early game, but will get that tower.
Yeah, look at the gold. I mean, Maddie's only down 200 gold now, roughly, even though he's down 4 kills and an assist because of the tower and the plates. So that's going to make up for a lot of the deficit that he faced from Unforgiven's roams. But Mad Lions aren't even going to run back bot. They're going to send Armut down there, put their bot lane up towards the top side, get some kind of tempo up there, maybe look some kind of vision. Both sweeping at the same time. You hate to see it. Sometimes it's such an awkward moment. When you both look at each other, you walk into a bush, sweep. You're both looking for vision, you both walk into the same bush, and you both press sweeper at the same time because you're like, damn. You were thinking what I was thinking, but also we both wasted a sweeper.
You're also like you're both trying to be nice. You know, it's like that very British problem on Twitter account. You're like, I'll sweep first. Then you sweep at the same time. It's like, ooh.
Yeah. It's like when you're trying to let someone through the door and you're like, no, you go first. And you both walk into the door at the same time.
You walk down to a stranger down the street and you're like standing still and you're both like,
you both go left or right.
You both go right. That's just it's kind of a cringe moment, to be honest. xMatty having a cringe moment of his own. This is the unfortunate reality of playing against Twisted Fate, or is it Reeker who has been caught out?
But missed the Q. Doesn't matter at all, though. But of course, Maddie had to cleanse anyway if he needed to use it. 2 ultimates from Mad. We take those. If you're Maddie, he's just going to have to wait for his team to back him up before he can catch the wave. Elyoya still has Herald, which he can use on mid-tier 1. Top tower should fall in favor of Mad Lions.
And important to note, he got this Herald. It was not left on.
Yeah, he didn't forget about it this time.
Yeah, there you go.
Did he forget? Maybe it was too busy in the fight.
He's caught in the heat of the moment.
The heat of the moment.
There
definitely was. But this one's going to get dropped. It's going to get the mid-tier 1 of BDS. We'll see if they respond. Cinkrof can engage with his flash ultimate. Reeker has no flash.
Ballbreaker, Adam.
Their team's too far away. Maybe they can dive him, though. The tower's dead.
Yeah. Everfrost comes out. Adam going to be in trouble here. Fishing for the heal will not come through. That is one dead Darius.
Maybe they can go for more.
Now, Adam emboldened by the Flame of Ambition, but it will turn against him. Oh, trying to break it down, but there's the combo. We're going to find it on multiple members. Unforgiven all along the backside of the fight. He has the Gale Force. This is going to be enough big damage coming in from the Aphelios, but can't quite finish the job. 3 stacks, but will not find the 4th. Armut in the back line, wreaking havoc on Cinkrof. Turning it back, a back and forth exchange, but Mad Lions taking the fight in the end.
Messy fight. BDS finds something. They all 4 of them die, but they managed to get 3 back at least, despite losing Adam at the very, very beginning and Limit getting engaged on from Kaiser and Elyoya with the Darius soul. They were gonna push into mid tier 2, and Mad Lions fancied themselves the fight instead of the objective. Dive comes through. Tower disappears, Adam gets caught off guard, doesn't have flash to escape, but Limit's collapsing. And as much as Mad Lions, it looks like a good play to chase the Braum because he's isolated. This combo from Cinkrof and NUCLEARINT did so much damage to Mad Lions' entire team. But luckily Armut wasn't involved in it. And I do believe Elyoya gets a reset mid through the engage, so they managed to turn it as 2.
And this is a game where another long sword means that NUCLEARINT goes down in that exchange.
An extra point in Dex,
maybe.
maybe.
Point in Dex. Certainly another level up, and they that fight could have turned against BDS. Still very close. Good that they're able to find as many kills as they can, but you have to feel like Mad have learned their lesson. They won't be grouping up in another funnel, and quite frankly, pretty fortunate that both Elyoya and Armut were missed by the combo there.
Definitely, and Mad Lions still have full control of the game. Could have gone a bit haywire there if they all got aced, and you know, Maddie got a couple resets, got a couple kills under his belt, but luckily they still came out on top. They're gonna get themselves a dragon. This bot tier 1 should fall because of the amount of vision they have. Armut's hovering around. Worst case, he could TP to top tier 2 to defend it. Even top tier 1 to defend it. Maybe he was scared of some kind of cross-map dive, but he sees enough members in their bot side vision that he knows he can't be dove. Dove? Divin?
Divin.
Divin.
Yeah, correct English is Divin.
Is
Dove.
it actually?
No, it's Dove.
Oh, why you gotta bait me like that, bro?
I thought you were just memeing me.
No,
I like Divin though.
Is Divin a word?
Divin. I don't think so. English continues to surprise me, even as a native speaker. Sometimes I'm like, there's no way that's a word. And people are like, oh yeah. And sometimes I'm like, funner, and they're like, that's absolutely not.
Because I've heard casters say Divin, and then I say dove. And I don't know, I don't really know what the right word is sometimes. But it's just second nature to say dove to me.
I like Divin. Let's use Divin for the rest of this game.
I also use getting dove sometimes to be my present tense.
Look, man, all I'll say is grammar's hard. And they try to teach you that stuff, but as an English speaker, native English speaker, you either understand it intuitively and you definitely don't understand the actual rules.
Maybe someone can tell us.
Yeah, one of our bosses, Dirks, German native speaker, knows English, speaks way better English than me because he actually knows the rules. I don't know what I'm talking about, I just do. Speaking of, Elyoya, he's looking to just do because xMatty has been caught out completely. Limit is nowhere nearby. Oh no! Yeah, there's no counterplay.
They're gonna chase. BDS, they have full vision of BDS. Mad Lions looking for more. Soon. Here they go.
Now for big combo onto Reeker. Reeker trying to make his way out of that one. Unforgiven, good guns. Windwall going the wrong way. NUCLEARINT could try to extend this one, but Elyoya is very strong. And a reset onto a Yasuo or a Diana would mean an end of a fight. Cinkrof buying a bit more time, but he's not going to be the Lord of all that's gold, and he's not even fit to graft. NUCLEARINT going forward and getting taken down as Armut finds the reset. Mad Lions, this is it. This is the power of Elyoya. Getting a lot of kills there on the Viego. Unforgiven backing up as well. Good team fight in the end. Reeker overstays, and Adam will get something back in the mid lane, but we have a critical update, Caedrel. I know you want to talk about that fight.
Critical update?
But according to one of the gold standards of English language, Merriam-Webster, the words dived and dove are interchangeable as a past tense and past participle of the word dive.
Now I know less than I knew before. What do you mean past tense participle entertainment?
Yeah. Someone out there
So basically you can use them both?
I don't know. It didn't say divin is a word.
Was there a Jinx?
You can use both! It's confirmed! Divin or dove.
Okay.
Dived or dove.
Mix it up.
No,
I'll mix it up.
Dived or dove. Dived or dove. Not divin. Divin is still not a word.
Dived or dove?
Yeah.
Wait.
I am so sorry if English is not your native language and you are listening to us right now.
So divin doesn't exist?
We are unteaching you. Ignore everything we have said.
I just got confirmation from the producers.
Confirmation.
That divin does not exist.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's dived or dove. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'll mix it up.
Yes.
Be a bit frisky sometimes.
It does not exist. Similar to BDS's advantage in this game, as they are quickly falling away. 4-2-6. It felt a little harsh because it is their last game, but we'll cast it like a normal game, which means we'll continue to meme as we would in a normal regular season game. Mad Lions very far ahead. I think the biggest issue that they have right now, other than Unforgiven, is just Elyoya, because they're picking all of these crazy bruiser champions that have to dive in, and the second one of them dies, Elyoya is going to get a reset, and he's going to obliterate most of them, because Adam, if he gets, a perfect 5-man queue, if he can do a lot of work, gets the perfect setup in these fights, he can do a lot of work, but he doesn't have a TP. He's sitting on a sideline with a hole breaker, TP-less. That's rough. Divin is the German word for diva. Thank you, production. We're learning a lot here in the games that have no stakes.
English lessons with Caedrel and Drake.
You know who's a real Divin?
German lessons.
German lessons. Yeah,
Okay,
there you go.
well,
So
today I learned.
Divin. Ah, sorry, not Divin. Divin.
Okay.
Divin.
Pronunciation's important.
I'm feeling like a Divin right now. You know? And I think you know who should be more of a Divin? Is xMatty. Because if he is ever left alone, this TF is going to ruin his life. So I think he needs to be a Divin and be like, support, stay with me.
I think the Viego is going to ruin his life. Hang on a second. TF ultimate used.
Gold card, Limit and Flash.
Rapid fire.
It's not going to do anything because the rest of the team is on the way. They've locked him down. They know where everybody is. They're going to pick up the support. It's not a very high value
can't move,
kill.
man. The chain CC.
That's brutal.
So much. I mean, TF, rapid fire, stunned. Everfrost, hooked, rooted. Viego stunned, dead.
Yep.
Couldn't really play the game. Could go Nash, but Drake's up in 30 seconds. Elyoya might get caught.
There it is. Ooh, I
Unstoppable.
liked it.
And I was going to speak about the Viego because his build, I think, will be very powerful this game when he gets more in base. I mean, Death stands into their 380 carry champions, more to negate a lot of the damage. Played steel caps too. He is going to be a beefy boy.
And the big thing is if you disrupt the engage, just the extra bit of time and survivability means you're very likely to find a reset. So I agree. I really like this build. Definitely more than I like Deadman's Plate.
Not a fan of that one.
Which, if you missed it, was built earlier today. We'll hold that thought now as xMatty pushing in. It should be an easy, quick Baron pickup for NUCLEARINT. I think it's going to come through. Wind wall comes out. Gold card coming in.
Maddie's just
on Unforgiven.
Good luck, guys.
Here comes the purple gun. Does he want to Gale Force forward into it? Nope. They're going to chase him down. Kaiser flashing over the wall, but they could just pick off Kaiser before the fight even starts. They're now diving in on him. Easy, quick support pickup. Is it going to cost them? Adam, they're finding the combo. Immediately trying to burn down Armut. They overstayed. They were not welcome in that one. Big ulti back from Unforgiven, but with no one else on his team still standing, he's going to have to run. BDS, get the dragon. Get the fight. Only 3k behind.
They're going to sprint towards Baron as well. Maybe they can start it up. They have a lot of damage with the Jinx and Yasuo, but of course they're quite low. And they're very far away. It doesn't look like they have the time to do it. Reeker has ultimate. Kaiser's up soon, and Elyoya and Unforgiven could be nuisances. A nuisance? Nuisances? Is that a word?
Nuisances?
If there's a plural of nuisance.
I believe nuisances is a word.
Okay, it sounded weird coming up.
If there's anything I've learned about Wordle, it's that my faith in my own English ability is not great.
So here Matty repositions because he realizes if he's around his team, he's probably the primary target, and Limit's not there yet, so they pair up together. This is where the fight goes wrong for Mad because Kaiser flashes over the wall to make sure he can find an engage for the rest of his team on a flank, and he gets singled out.
See, this is the thing, is Kaiser tarnish in search of an Elden flank. Emboldened by the Flame of Ambition, BDS extinguished that flame, Caedrel.
Just like that.
Just completely extinguished it.
Well, NUCLEARINT might be extinguished as well. Here come the boys.
There you go. There's no counterplay. Wind wall, yeah, not going to stop the Everfrost. He waits, he walks through. Cinkrof trying to turn it. But that is one very, very fed Viego. And ooh, so close. Just a quarter second later, xMatty would have had the kill. Limit now has to run as well. We are officially just brawling. This is just a fist fight in the river. There are a lot of supports going on marathon runs to find flanks this game, and it is not working.
It definitely ain't, and I think MAD Lions will pick up a free Baron here unless Cinkrof can get some kind of vision in the pit. He has a pink ward in his inventory, goes across the wall. MAD Lions are going to clear it out. What does Matty have? He has no vision for him. They're just going to turn. MAD Lions.
Back, big damage coming in from Armut. Locked up, locked down. I like it from Armut.
You like the backflip?
I love it. It's fancy, you know?
Q Flash doesn't land the knockup, but still gets on top of Matty. They get the kill. That's another 4 kills to MAD Lions, including the NUCLEARINT on Yasuo earlier on. And there's a Baron as well. 6k gold lead now for Mad.
And again, I think we've said this every time I've seen a Diana Yasuo. Very powerful combo. If they hit a big wombo combo, 2-3 items, they can still come back and win a fight. But these champions are also absolutely terrible at defending against sieges. The only real defense is the threat of said engage. Whereas Twisted Fate, you know, Unforgiven.
BDS just gonna run them down. I don't want to catch mid-wave. Let's just run them down.
This is like, they're like, please let the mob de-aggro. You know what I'm saying? Like, go back. I'm not ready. I'm not trying to fight.
Yeah, they want to chase him down, get some kills, maybe slow on the Baron. But it's funny because NUCLEARINT flashed the Damwon logo. Maybe he's just trying to taunt MAD Lions for what happened at MSI last year.
Sure.
But yeah, great performance from MAD. And just to say, I mean, yeah, bittersweet game. Obviously, if Vitality had lost early on in the day and they won this game, which they are going to, it looks like they'd be in playoffs. And as much as they are slowly ramping up towards week 8, it just wasn't enough across the course of the season, unfortunately.
Certainly. And I think the big story now is improvement. And I think for many of the teams, all of the teams who haven't made playoffs, it's what can you do in the offseason? What can you do to grow, to get better, to get stronger?
Not only improvement, but motivation too, and work.
Sure. And team, I would say.
Here comes
not going 0-13 though. Gold card comes out, it's going to be blocked by the Zhonya's fall from the Unbreakable. They're trying to retreat, waiting for everybody to group. Adam going in, he's going to pull back. They're trying to delete Unforgiven, and they'll do it successfully, but NUCLEARINT is going to get taken out. Reset for Elyoya, now he's the Yasuo. Can start to dash through the team, very strong, uses the wind wall against them. BDS have bought a bit of time. Reeker stepping forward. Right now, 3 members versus the 4 of BDS.
Look at those 3 cannons just pounding away at the tower. They need to clear them.
And I mentioned it earlier, this team, particularly terrible at stopping sieges. So this tier 2 will fall, but not a lot else from an early Baron buff, which is a big deal. That said, still 5-6k gold lead for the side of MAD.
Yeah, you're completely right. The only really way that BDS's comp can stop a siege is just engaging onto them. So the fight happens. It's a 2-for-1 in favor of BDS because they found Unforgiven with a knock-up. So that allowed the rest of BDS to pile on top of him. I wonder what it was that knocked him up, because the Diana ultimate goes wide here in the bush. You can see Cinkrof runs away. He ults here and stopwatches, which is rather unfortunate, even though they still win the fight. Yeah, it looks like it might just be the Adam E, because he is in range. Maybe it's just a flash E from Adam. Gets the knock-up. Yeah, it does indeed. NUCLEARINT exhausted, but still Unforgiven dies because Maddie can weave in a few auto attacks.
Yeah. Overall, good on BDS to find the opportunity. Obviously, if you just sit and wait, as we highlighted previously, they will just siege. They will just take towers from you, and there's not a whole lot of recourse. You don't have good, safe wave clear. Maybe they can find a few more fights like that to come back into the game. I like that healing reduction is already coming out here for NUCLEARINT. Definitely is going to help in the fights to come.
I will say, as much as Adam was put behind in the early stages, he is quite strong now. 5 kills, has a shutdown on top of him, already has 3 items, building towards his 4th. Jinx has 3 items. NUCLEARINT's getting close to his 3rd as well. I mean, if the combo lands, they are winning these fights. It's just a case of MAD Lions kind of picking them apart with the Viego. We'll see how the next fight goes, though, because Cinkrof has flash. Can Unforgiven react to it? He's looking over the wall now. They walk up. MAD Lions being a bit cautious.
Giving that respect again to the Diana Yasuo. Darius with the follow-up as well makes that much, much more brutal. MAD Lions can't really afford to group up, stay clumped together, or things could fall apart very quickly. But as you highlighted, as long as they play the fight out slow, they get those Elyoya resets and they stay spread apart. Very difficult for BDS to find an edge. Baron in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Infernal Drake in 4. Feels like MAD could just play for Infernal Soul over Baron. Probably for both, to be completely honest. And at this point, BDS just have to find a way to take one of those fights, because if they miss out on Infernal, things are going to go from bad to worse.
Definitely. 4 minutes time from there. 2 minutes until the Baron. They'll probably set up top side. There's no tier 2s left. It's 6 towers taken, of course. So sieging tier 3s is a bit difficult against their comp without Baron. So that's probably what they're just going to wait for. No rush whatsoever. Don't want to give them any kind of leads. But looking for picks is not a bad idea if they're overextending.
Definitely not. NUCLEARINT caught up. Doesn't even have a chance to win wall. Or does he? It looks like the gold card did get blocked. NUCLEARINT now flashing back behind the same wind wall. Rocket coming in. Knockup going to come through, but already the Braum is down. Not looking good for the side of BDS, but no wave here. I mean, siege is a little bit hard. How crazy do MAD Lions want to get? Oh, I like the pull over the wall, but obviously it uses the recast of the ult and makes it out to safety.
Limit's the one that pays for NUCLEARINT since he gets caught, but Limit saves him.
I like it.
Yeah, you like that? It's like storytelling.
Drama.
Yeah, dramatic. Yeah, I tried it there.
Tell me what he said. What did Limit say as he like leapt in front?
How could you?
Ow. Really? I thought he'd be
go
like,
on without me.
He'd be like, ah!
Leave me.
NUCLEARINT's like, oh, we said we wouldn't leave a man behind. He's like, you have to. You have to now.
There goes bot tier 3. Bot inhib will die as well. We'll see if BDS want to fight. Still 3 seconds on Limit, so would be a 4v5 on the initial engage. Cinkrof still has flash as well.
Yeah. MAD though, playing it slow, playing it controlled. Really not looking to throw it away. Obviously, it feels like they've learned a few times this game. You have to respect this combo. 1 or 2 instances where they did get caught out, where they were picked apart in some of these fights, grouping up obviously in that choke point next to red, grouping up on the bottom side, seeing Unforgiven get picked off, but generally still very much a MAD favored game. 40 seconds now on the Baron. Limit clearing out some of this vision. So BDS, as they're going to be the first to push in mid-wave here, should have some access to the pit, but they're taking their sweet time. It looks like they're not 100% confident where exactly MAD Lions are.
Yeah, a little bit of sneaky vision here, but Kaiser will clear it out. Of course, don't want to put wards in the obvious positions. Makes it more difficult for them to find vision. See that little ward across the pit to the left? Kaiser's just going to clear it away. So all that vision that Limit put down, trying to find some kind of vision, see when they started, has gone. He doesn't have any wards in his inventory either, so if he was to base and run back now, MAD Lions might already have started it, so they have to be careful. TF ultimate used to find them.
NUCLEARINT has to come forward. Okay, it looks like they're just still trying to pick off Braum again. Look for the easy pick, and Cinkrof has to fish for a combo. Oh, yeah, it's so strong, he might even be able to 2v1. If they get the knockup, though, they can burn him down before he even gets to ult, but no. Has the stopwatch, has the time. Knockup coming through, Rocket coming through, they're splitting away. Limit is still standing. In the end, he will drop. One member of BDS picked up before the fight even kicks off. Limit going on a bit of a walkabout this game, is constantly being the one to jump in and save his teammates, is the one to be sacrificed, and yes, ideally your support would be the one to be sacrificed, but more ideally, no one would be dying at all.
BDS have to face check. Matter ready.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh yes,
Cinkrof
baby.
is going to make it out. Adam now stepping forward. They're going to have a hard time killing that Darius, and Armut has been isolated. He's getting burned down. So many stopwatches left and right. Unforgiven now going in. Ulti going to be dodged away. Adam finding the reset. Adam, now's the time. The combo. BDS. Reeker, there's nothing you could do here. Gold card. They finished it. They're ready to turn it back. Unforgiven. Perfect guns.
It's a 3v1. It's a 3v1, but the guns have a lot of range. Adam gets hit. He's not going to get taken down. They're starting up the Baron as well.
Don't
Limit's coming out of base.
Adam. Do not walk into the gun, Adam.
What can Unforgiven get done here? Can he be the hero for MAD?
Auto. Rocket.
They can't tank it.
They can't do it. Aphelios, he thinks he's hurting Darius, but who's hurting who?
Yeah, Unforgiven has stopwatch and exhaust to play with as well, so he has a little bit of defensive tools to see if NUCLEARINT gets cancelled. He's going to use the W to stop it. So Unforgiven has stopped the Baron. As much as it looks great for BDS, they don't actually get anything off of it whatsoever. 30 seconds until Dragon. A little bit of gold in their pockets though. Shutdowns coming through. And it looked very, very bad for BDS with this stopwatch. Kind of, not fail, but kind of trying to stop any Nautilus hook from hitting him, expecting it to do so, but the flash away, and then Armut's just kind of split off from the rest of the team. He doesn't have ultimate. Cinkrof chunks him out. And I thought here Armut would live because the Jinx W connects, but the lock-it stops it from happening. Does end up falling in the end, and then Adam gets resets.
Oh, there it is. Oh my God, observers, it's dirty. Woo! That was a sick moment, well highlighted.
Well, they have to get another sick moment though. Adam has GA, which is great, but he's a little bit far. MAD Lions might just rush it down. It's going to be Infernal Soul.
That's it, they've got Infernal Soul. Now they have to run. Reeker does have ultimate. They can look to pick up the members, and BDS are splitting. Nope, still staying group mid. That's going to be big.
It's just a Baron force here for BDS, I wonder. They have a mid wave pushing in. They have a top wave pushing in. They know MAD Lions have no vision towards the bot side, but they have a cheat. They have the TF ult. There it is. So they can spot them. They know they're not doing it, and they can take their time. Unforgiven coming out of base with his final item. Got the Hurricane.
Yeah, what guns does he have, though? That's going to be big if they try to start a fight in the next 30 seconds. It looks like they're not going to force the engage. TF just moving down to the bottom side.
How much work will this Infernal Dragon do? If Unforgiven can be free to hit, then of course it'll do a lot, but it looks like BDS are able to find one or two targets to pick off. One of them was Unforgiven. Previously it was Armut. If they can single out one target or get some kind of wombo onto 3 or 4 members of the backline, then they can still win the fight, because if they're one shot, then the damage doesn't matter, but MAD Lions going to get this Baron uncontested. BDS have to catch waves. They can't face check, and they need some kind of even playing field in these fights to rocket.
Kaiser there to body block it. Heads up play, as well as cover, obviously, for any potential steals from over the wall. Next fight's going to be tough. Unforgiven has no flash, but he does have exhaust. Reeker with the flash, Elyoya with the flash means pretty easy playmaking alongside Kaiser's. And I can't imagine he's going to go for another wall hook in the fight to come, which might make things a little bit harder.
Doesn't have VAC or anything, so he can't go through the wall.
Yeah, it's true. No wall hacks this time.
Not allowed. Banned in competitive. Maybe in another world you could.
As opposed to normal games where they're fine. just hack as much as you want, I guess.
The good old days. But anyway, MAD gonna go for the 1-4. Reeker's gonna push in top, has the ultimate to join his team a lot faster than the teleport, of course. And they're gonna push in mid and move towards top, where I expect there's gonna be a wave to play on. BDS, like we said before, can't really clear waves in a siege, especially against Baron buffed creep, so they're gonna have to look for some kind of engage. MAD Lions are gonna be 5-man here. NUCLEARINT's not close enough for Yasuo just yet. He's clearing out mid, but they're gonna have to go soon.
Cinkrof, oh, it's such a juicy target. You can tell he looks like he's setting up for the Eve reset. He's ready to just dive in to the back immediately.
Coming.
But it's still so difficult. Again, Elyoya getting resets is big. Unforgiven, if he's left untouched, will do so much damage.
The stare down. Unforgiven has no flash, so he doesn't want to be on the same screen as them.
Adam trying to clear the wave. Their wave clear is awful. This is just a matter of time. He's pulling in the cannon minions. It's a heads-up play, but he can't afford to burn that cooldown because now MAD are looking to kick the fight off. Eyes on Cinkrof. That's going to be the big potential turn. Things get a little choppy here.
It's a choppy weather.
There it is.
It's a rough storm.
Here we go. Cinkrof, he's only going to hit one. The flash outs are massive. It means that they're going to turn it right back. And no! Zanya's 2 in a row for Cinkrof. This time it betrays him. And BDS, they'll get taken out here. MAD Lions can take their time with the finish if they want to, but that is going to be it.
What can Adam get done? It's just him and NUCLEARINT left standing. 4 members of MAD Lions still alive. They're going to take down Adam. It does look like it. NUCLEARINT's going to fall as well. And MAD are probably going to end their entire split on a win, but this win unfortunately won't do anything for them.
Yeah, but here at the end of the day, Mad will find the win and the Nexus will fall. GG! I don't know how the LCK commentators do it. It's really
They do it so much better than us. I can say that for a fact.
I wonder if like Caster June trains them.
We gotta work on it a bit.
We do have to work on it.
We gotta work on the GG.
But we can work on it. Mad Lions and BDS can work on it. Of course, it's the last time you'll see both of these teams until the summer split. It's good that they could end on a win. Sucks for BDS that they had to end on a loss, but for both teams, they're going to go back to the drawing board, and we'll see what summer holds. Good final game, good send-off. Give those players your love on Twitter. You will not see them in the postseason. And while it has been a difficult split, and if you're Mad fan, you're disappointed, you're BDS fan, you're a little bit disappointed, that's okay. But just remember, players are just trying to improve, and in the race to be the best, they fell a little bit behind this season. We'll see if they can do more in summer.
Definitely did. And a long off season to kind of reflect. Watch all the MSI games, watch all the playoffs games, see where they decide to land for summer.
Yeah. Kia player of the game, though, for this one, at LEC on Twitter, Elyoya, Reeker, Unforgiven. Elyoya. Nice. Yeah, we got that one, didn't we? Well, just a little synergy there. All right, well, Mad secure the 3-0 Super Week to end their regular season, and after the break, Laure will be joined by their coach, Mac, to recap Spring 2022.